welcome to the Book Over, a little book club where we talk about books, especially the ones that give us book hangovers. I am Sarah, with me is Megan.
Hello, everybody.
And today we are talking about book
7. Yeah.
Merciless Spy. Yeah. I loved it.
By Heather Long.
But yeah, sorry. By Heather Long. I mean, we're following the series so much that I'm like, it's, you guys know. You already know.
You know. If you're this deep, either you need to go back and read the books, yes, or you already know.
You already know. Yeah.
You already know. Where do we start? Do we start at the end? Do we start at the beginning? Where do we start, Sarah? Where do we start?
Well, I can tell you that I felt like this book was I felt like cuddled, like not like I felt comforted the whole book. Like there was stuff happening, but I really felt like someone was like, hey, we're going to go through some things, but here's a blanket, cuddle up. Like, you know, and so it was like there was good things, analogy. There was rough things, like, you know, Emerson's telling all the guys of like her past, what happened. There was a lot of like moving forward happening. So it was like, okay, this is good. I mean, we had a couple of hiccups. We had a couple of like trying new things like sandwiches. Yay!
We finally got that. We finally got that sandwich.
I loved it. I loved it. And then it was like, then the ending happened. And you know, honestly, I know everyone's like, oh my gosh, that ending, but I'm like, it could have been worse. And I feel like it wasn't as bad as oh gosh, it's the ending before Dirty Devil.
It was a book 3. It was Dirty Devils. It was book 3's ending.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't as bad as it was book 3's ending.
Yes.
When she gets taken and Leon's driving off.
That
and
was
going
the worst
to her
ending
uncle.
in the whole series so far.
She's going to with her uncle. Yeah. I mean,
that was
who
my
knows? She
vote
could have
of
been
the worst
taken.
ever. Yeah.
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 And okay, so this is interesting. This is an interesting thing. Sarah and I messaged about this, and Sarah thought the woman was
Miss Stephanie.
And I thought it was Emerson. And I said, well, what if Miss Stephanie? I said, what if it's a red herring and it's Miss Stephanie? And Sarah's like, oh, I thought it was Miss Stephanie. I'm like, I think it's Emerson. Because I'm like, oh, there's 2 people that would call him Mickey, Miss Stephanie and Emerson.
Right.
Lainey popped through my head, but I'm like, I don't think Lainey would say that.
No, it's not Lainey.
No, I don't think it's Lainey. So, but I think it's Emerson. I have my theories. And I think the explosions or diversions to either kidnap the Vandals and Emerson. And it's her uncle, but her father comes into the picture, and her father like probably knew stuff and put up with enough, and is like, I'm gonna get her out, and then dumps her at Vandals headquarters, or it has something to do with something else, and they dump Emerson at Vandals headquarters as like a warning. But I thought it was like someone saving her and dumping her there. And the question is, did they just kidnap her, or did they kidnap Vandals too? Like, what's the motives of the attack if it is Emerson? And is she just injured from the burning? It sounds like she was tortured or something.
It sounds like she was beat up and tortured.
So
and
why did they do that to Miss Stephanie, Sarah? Why?
Because the person on the phone, when Liam finally picked up the phone, they said, we are taking something special or important from each of you because you took something important from us. And that's why I think it is Miss Stephanie. Because to Mickey, Miss Stephanie is his only family besides the boys. You know, because honestly, if you wanted to take something important from the Vandals, they would have just took Emerson, right? And that would have got all of them. It would have tortured all of them.
Wait, but wait, Miss Stephanie's important to all the Vandals.
Yeah, but she's Mickey's important. Like, he's even said that at the surprise party, like how much Mickey loved her and all this stuff. So Mickey's important is Miss Stephanie. Attached to Shop is Vaughn's important. Plus, for Rome, he's going to be upset seeing all of his brothers upset, right? And then you have Freddie and Jasper together in the car explosion. They're each other's importance. And then you have Liam and his parents. They're his importance. And then Milo with Kellyan and Kellen's Shop. Like, it all.
Who's important to Milo? Emerson, but no one knows their connection, or do they know their connection? But But okay, I'm starting to think maybe your Miss Stephanie theory might be right on another level, because I did not think this before. They did emphasize this Stephanie in this book a bit. Like they gave her more screen time with her with the birthday. It was her birthday?
It was her birthday.
And the painting, and they specifically said like what she kind of meant to each of them, like to what she meant to Milo, to Jasper, like the different roles that she played. So
I think this is a trap for Emerson. I think this is how they're gonna get Emerson. They're gonna contact her and be like, "You want this to stop? Come meet me."
Okay, so you're sticking with this is Miss Stephanie. I'm sticking with I hope it's Emerson. Don't get mad at me, everybody. But I have this idea of it being Emerson and us getting to know more about her dad, and her dad like kind of saving her.
We're gonna have to nurse Emerson back to life.
That's what I'm saying, Mickey. That's how her and Mickey get like resolve their stuff.
They're already resolved. They're already resolved. He already said, make me work for it. He's already flirted with her, which I loved. Like they're already
give them more time together.
I do think
that you can pass time. You could be like 2 months later, 3 months later,
you
4
could,
months later.
You could. I just think that their lives are on their world's on fire, and it's not gonna go out now. Like this is the moment that now they've been so calm of like, let's plan it, let's wait, let's see, let's be ready, and they ran out of time. This is the sand, the last sand grain has fallen. You're out of time, dudes. You need to get out there, and now it's time to fight. And so I think you could be right of it somebody dropping her off for her to be saved. So it's like maybe someone ran into her, because we know no one's dead. Like Freddie and Jasper, Freddie probably figured something out was wrong with the car, right? He probably heard something was like, they probably jumped out of it before it exploded. Like everyone's fine, well, besides the people in the tattoo shop.
Or they might be hurt. Like, I mean, Jasper got hurt and he was hurt for a while. Someone could be hurt.
They could be hurt, but no one's
But they're not going to be dead. It's so rare for somebody in a romance book, let alone a reverse harem, to die. So that's just for us, we're not here. I will say, if anyone was going to do it, I feel like Heather might get us. Heather's the one author. She's the one I'd worry about.
Right.
But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't, because she's made like little comments in the group about like if we wanted another book, but no one's taking her up on that. So I don't think that's going to happen. But see, that's the thing. I don't know if other people are thinking that either. People probably think it's the Stephanie or Emerson, and they're not questioning it. So I'm curious, because
it's just so funny
that it could be her, because I was convinced it wasn't. I was
so sad. That text message, I was like reading it and I'm like, wait, did I get it wrong? Because I totally assumed it.
And now I'm like, wait a minute. That birthday party, that's what's getting me, that there was that. And you said taking something important. So you made a valid point. And then I'm thinking, well, the father's been mentioned. The mom's crying. I'm thinking maybe we'll finally find out what happened to her father. And maybe he somehow like rescued. I mean, I'm thinking, if it's Emerson, who would dump her there and why? And I'm thinking her father is this unknown entity. Maybe he would, try to do a little redeeming.
I don't know, because I don't know. That's a question I have.
What's the timeline too of when these explosions happened to when this person was dropped off?
Well, who is her father?
Are the explosions distractions? Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. Because that was one of my questions. I'm like, does he work for the king? Like, is he, or
the way the king was talking, I don't think so. And he even said, like, he seems like more of a figurehead. So I feel like the uncle's got something on the father, but I also feel like I could be wrong. I feel the father has to know. I feel like the father has to know. And who knows, maybe even adopting her was part of some horrible arrangement and the wife was just oblivious.
Right.
I don't think her mom knew all along. I think the mom
found out, and that's how she found
out. Yeah. And then she was like, so like probably maybe by accident, who knows, maybe she saw like a horrible videotape, who knows. So that'll be interesting now that the mom's there to see what she has to say. And then going back, because like we didn't get to talk about some of the other stuff, like Julius King, who I keep saying has main character energy, and I need him to be, if we get a spin-off, with Lainey, which it seems like because like we're not seeing what's happening with Adam and Ezra and Lainey and Milo. I feel like maybe we could get a spinoff. Like I'm hoping we do. I'm like, what if Julius King was the villain or part of the harem? Because Adam's in this elite world and Julius King is part of it. I'm like, that could be an interesting. I'm like, what if Julius King gets his own complete book? Because he just has main character
He
energy. He's
really
no
does.
one we knew.
He
We didn't
really
know
does.
him.
And you
I
know
think
what
the biggest surprise is that we didn't know who he was.
Mhm.
Because I even thought Liam's dad for a minute. I'm like, this is some convenient timing with Liam's parents being
Yes,
in town.
I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, his dad's involved. His dad's involved
Right?
somehow.
He
Like,
still could be.
he still could be. You're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing you mentioned Adam and Lainey and all them, and now I
Yeah.
just like, and I don't know if I've said this before. I think you
Mm-hmm.
know. I love Ezra. I love him.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
him so
He's
much.
your side character of the series. You always have one.
And then getting more of him the way we did in
Yes.
this book and how he was
Yeah.
like playing along with Liam and did the things
Mm-hmm.
that in
He
like
stepped
being
up
so
for them.
intuitive on what needed to happen as much as
Mm-hmm.
Liam's like I hate these guys, he loves these guys in his own way because he's been stuck with them for so long and like you can
Yeah.
trust like it was just I loved Ezra and I have in the past and now like after
Mm-hmm.
this book I'm like oh I love him even more and I can't wait for more.
Yeah.
He's like, and he's
I've
he's a
been
damaged soul.
intrigued.
He's gonna be complex.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have demons. He's gonna have to work through. Oh, and
Mm-hmm.
speaking of demons, Freddy. Poor. Okay, Bodhi. I love. I love Bodhi's such a good friend to Freddy and
Yeah.
to Emerson. And then I love that Bodhi's here. I just love him. But then Freddie,
Me
his
too.
freak out, and I felt so bad. And then how
Oh
he's like,
yeah.
Doc. But I love this group because they're like, okay, this is what he needs. So Doc's like, yeah, come sleep on my couch. Yeah, work
Mm-hmm.
at the place. Like it's just so great that they have each other that they can do that for him. And then for Freddie to finally be in a place where he's like, hey, that set me off, so I need to go and then like to have Bodhi there to talk to him because Bodhi noticed that he needed
Mm-hmm.
to work through this so like to get that and then for was it Jasper who found him? I don't remember who found him and Bodhi. Somebody found him,
Was
one of the
it
guys.
Kellen?
Was
Okay,
it?
yeah.
And then
Somebody.
to take
Mm.
him to docs and then for him to stay there and I
I'm
felt really bad for
suspicious.
Emerson because she's like I feel bad I sent him off. I know like
Mm-hmm.
at some point we're wanting their relationship to progress and it's
Mm-hmm.
that is like going to be the hardest road I think and like Heather's good so she's going to make it so we get there but it's like for them and all their things that have happened to them and I know
The
Emerson's
trauma.
it's gonna be an interesting way that we get to that point but it just I
I
felt for
agree.
Freddie but I was so incredibly proud of him for saying
Mm-hmm.
that he needed that time.
Yeah, for recognizing it and
Mm-hmm.
not turning to substances
Mm-hmm.
and figuring. Yes, exactly. And I agree. I like that it's a slower burn with Freddie. And that in the beginning, some people weren't even sure. Like, is he going to be in the harem? Same with Doc. Like I've said this numerous times with Doc. I wasn't sure because of the way cons he made in the first book. Like when he first met Emerson, I just thought he was a doctor. I did not think he was going to be harem. So I love not knowing that at first. So
I've been
with
team Doc.
yeah,
Like even when everybody was mad at him, I was like, no, 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 no. And now like
yeah,
he got
you
so
have been.
flirty. I loved him. I love see this was
He's
a
got
really
the
good
Mickey.
book. It was a
Yeah.
different, it's not Dirty
Mhm.
Devil where it was so emotionally intense.
Mhm.
But
Well, because we got these good moments at the beginning
mhm,
before crap hit the fan. We got like the slice of life, them living their lives, having their relationships, still dealing with stuff, but like and I like because this is kind of Liam's book. I liked getting more, of that his
yeah,
storyline. I just imagine them like in this black tie wearing her like strapped with a gun and like getting
yeah,
ready to go to this fancy party. I
yeah,
love their dynamic
yes,
together.
me
So
too.
I love getting these moments. Jasper and her in the truck
Hmm.
when she tells him the secret, and that's a big thing because we've been looking forward to her being able to like trust them enough to
Right,
offload.
right.
And we still have Milo left, and Milo is starting to guess at some stuff. He's starting to get antsy.
He
Um,
witnessed the mom saying that thing. Yeah,
yeah,
so
I'm
he's
excited for
smart.
what's
He knows,
happening.
but he asked at the end, like,
Hmm.
so he knows something's up. And I think they're all afraid. I think he's gonna surprise us that he's not.
Yeah,
I feel really bad for him because he's like, I'm not needed.
because he
and
is.
stuff, but
He's
he
just.
really is. So
Hmm.
I I'm hoping, like, with the shit show that just happened at the end of the book, that he realizes that he is needed and he steps in, because
Yeah,
he's
me
not
too.
hurt, right? He wasn't as close to, he shouldn't be hurt. So, like, I'm really curious
Mm-hmm.
on where this is gonna pick up. If it's gonna pick up like right in the mix of it all, or days later,
Yeah.
months later. I'm
Oh
really
my gosh,
curious
this just
on.
reminded me of, I'm not gonna say what it is, but of something that a book started in the Frankie series, and Heather like kind of scared everybody a little bit, especially when she gave a little teaser about a book that was the Frankie series where she had it pick up and we're like, what? But she like tricked us a little bit. I'm like,
Mm.
oh my God, don't do that again. Don't scare us. Don't scare us. That's all I'll say. Don't scare us.
Oh, I'm sure she'll find a way to scare us.
But it's good. It's
It is.
good
It
though.
is
It's
good.
really
And
good.
I have to say,
Heather scares us in the good ways.
with Liam's
Mm.
side, like the Liam and Rome thing, I thought was really good. Sandwich
Oh
and all,
yeah,
and all that.
sandwich and
But
also like his parents and stuff
his
too, and
parents,
Rome
meeting his
and
parents in Rome, and I loved Rome. I love Rome, and how he's just like he was asking
so
Vaughn
direct.
about moms. He's like, I have a mom question. It's just so cute, and he's like,
Yeah,
I love
so
that.
Rome.
But what I really liked was Jasper and Liam finally talking. Like, they
Yeah.
finally talked, and
Well,
like,
and then they put the three of them, Jasper, Liam, and Mickey, the ones that all had the most beef together. I'm like, yeah,
yes, that was, I
good
loved that.
pairing.
Them working together finally. And then Liam and Jasper with Emerson. I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, and then I am
What a
curious,
better way to work through your issue.
right? I'm
Yeah.
curious because what afterwards, Emerson's sleeping and
Mm-hmm.
they both go to talk. They're like, let's go talk.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of them was like, tell me your plan, or tell me what you know, or something like that when they walked off. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I want to know. That's one of those things where like we don't know, like there's something else going on.
Bonus chapter. Like Heather, if
No,
we get
she has
started.
something's gonna come up, and like Liam and Jasper are gonna be like, yep, we're on it, we already have this plan, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're probably right. I was thinking they were like burying the hatchet or
but they kind of
talking
already
about the
did when they
mom
talked, when
or
they were getting the
yeah, you're
anniversary
right.
and stuff, so
You're
yeah.
right. You're right. Yeah.
This is such a good book, and I'm so happy.
Mhm.
I liked everything that happened, and even the ending, that like, it's so good where you're like, it's calm, it's emotional, but I'm still calm, I'm calm. And
Yeah.
then like, boom, like literally
The
boom.
very end. Yeah.
And then the end. And like,
Yeah.
if anyone did, the note, Heather's note, author note at the end, and putting herself in the corner to think about what she's done. I thank you
That's
for
so
that,
Heather.
because
I
like
love
here
it.
you are in shock, like, did that just
Hmm.
happen? And then you read that and
She's
I'm
like, yes,
laughing.
yes, it did. It did happen. Take a breath. It happened.
It happened.
You reread it. It happened.
Yeah.
It was so
So
great.
funny. It's so good.
Hmm.
So I
I
really,
agree.
so many
Oh,
good books.
I just cannot wait. We've got two books left. That's it. So the action, it's here. It's all coming to a close. And I'm like, on like, what's the word? Pins
Pins
and
and needles.
needles.
Yeah.
Pins and needles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on something for it. I'm just so
I'm
excited.
really excited. I would push for another book, but I know what was said about more books in the series,
She
so
said
I'm
she'd
not
have to.
pushing for that.
Yeah, no, she'd have to get rid of
But
somebody.
I do
And
feel
I don't
really
think we get to.
lucky that we do
Mhm.
get those bonus scenes, like with our
Me too.
reviews counts. Like, I really like that those are done for us. It really like
Yeah.
makes me feel appreciated as a
Hmm.
reader who loves these characters, to have that given to us.
Those extra,
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
And with the Frankie series being over, we still get those, new ones every now and then for when it reaches a goal. So knowing that like the series will never be completely over, because Heather will always, be there to give us a bonus scene. I mean, she even wrote us a stapler
I
scene,
know,
and
the
I
stapler. I loved it.
I I was I was so happy. I was
Hmm.
pushing for that. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I voted for
stapler
that one
scene.
too. I was like, I love that
Yeah.
stapler. Yeah,
Yes, exactly. So,
yeah.
and hopefully, I mean, a lot of these worlds are connected. So I'm thinking, hopefully, in the future, we get more of this connected world.
I have a question for you. and I didn't think about it. The covers. Okay, so let's talk about this.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out who's going to be on number because she said, someone said it was going to be Milo, but she's like, he's not part of it.
She said that? Well, then I would think that I think that it would be Emerson on the last.
She's on the first one.
But her face isn't. It's just kind of her body.
Be a group? It can't be a group.
It could be a group. It could be a group. There's like those images of. It could be a group. It could be Emerson. So it's definitely not going to be Milo.
I thought she said it wasn't going to be Milo because he's not a part of the
harem.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be Milo. I did
too because so let's go.
Well, then I would go with Emerson.
Emerson. The second book is that supposed to be?
It's Jasper. It's Jasper. So, and what happened with the blurbs is they're switched.
Okay.
So Jasper's blurb is in the first book, like, and then Emerson's blurb is the second. So they switch. After that, it tracks. So it's Vaughn next.
Vaughn.
Then
Freddie.
Yes, Freddie. No, not Freddie. It's Kellen next, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not Kellen next. You're right. It's Freddie.
Book 4 is Dirty Devil.
Yes, it's Freddie.
I don't know.
Then it's Kellen. 5 is Kellen.
Then it's Rome. Then it's Liam.
Doc. And then I'm thinking it'll be. It would make sense for it to be Emerson if it's not
Emerson
Milo.
again. I would think it would be Milo because that would lead way into his story.
Too. maybe.
But a group
or his story in this book, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because he's an important piece of it.
He is.
So
yeah, and then Milo is included in some of that art in the store. Yeah. When they have like all the Vandals, I'm pretty sure he's like included on the artwork.
So I always assumed it was. I was before that Facebook Live. I already was in my head going like, who's gonna be when? Who's has one and who's next?
The thing is, I watched that Facebook Live. I don't remember that, but my internet did go out a couple times.
See, I was out front watching my kid ride her bike, so I could have like misheard it too. But I swore, I'm sure Heather will correct us if we need to be corrected. But I'm
sure she will. Yeah.
Or what your theory was. So yeah. Okay, that was
my theory. Originally was Milo. If it's not Milo, my next thought is Emerson. And then my next thought is a group.
I would love a group one if it's not.
I feel like we're going to get a headshot of Emerson because we haven't had her face.
That's true.
So that's what I feel like. Could be that. Mm-hmm. I guess we shall see. I'm excited. I'm excited.
All the birds.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Like a very artistic, discreet cover.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of cool, but I mean, they probably have something planned anyway. Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna go.
Sure.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, everybody.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.